So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word of my mouth, and warn them from me.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Middle Tennessee and examining current events from a biblical perspective, this is Bible News Radio with your hosts, Randall and Stacy Harp.
Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to tonight's episode. It's a waterproof episode. I don't know about you. Have you ever gotten water on your phone? You probably have. Anyway, have you ever been walking in the rain and got wet? You probably have. Now, have you ever been to church when it's been raining out and you had your Bible and you were trying to protect it from getting all ruined because of the water because you didn't bring your umbrella because you really didn't think you were going to need it? Not that I've ever done that, but just saying, moving from California to wet Tennessee, I actually have the nerve to not use an umbrella, people, just so you know. Anyway, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to introduce you to a wonderful company and an awesome product, and maybe near the end of the show we'll cover some news and stuff like that. But right now, the first thing I want to do is just welcome all of you to the show. Thank you for joining us, and of course, if you're watching the replay of the broadcast, and I know a lot of you do, I want to really super duper thank you for doing that, and also remember the hearts matter on the replay. That's what they always say anyway. So anyway, so thanks for coming in, and what I'm going to do before I introduce my guest is I want Randall to roll, as we say in the business, that bean footage. That, what is it that I say, Randall? I forgot the actual.
Yeah, you say roll that bean footage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because Bush's baked beans, you know, anyway. Anyway, no, actually, we're going to roll some footage so you can see the product that we're going to talk about. And then we're going to talk to Bobby Bardin, who is the co-founder of Bardin and Marsee, which produces the waterproof Bible. All right, Bareface, go for it. All right, isn't that cool? Now, I don't know about you, but that makes me want to actually do my own waterproof Bible test. But yeah, I don't need to because these people have always done it. Anyway, I want to welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys for coming in. Dorothy, Mia, Liz, thank you for coming. And Jeff, Mr. Jeff, and Steven, and whoever else is coming in. Thank you guys for coming in. I wanted to introduce to you the co-founder of Bardin and Marsee, which is the producer of the Waterproof Bible and also Tough Notes notebooks, which are super cool. And we're going to tell you the story about how this happened, and that we have an awesome offer just for Bible News Radio listeners. And yes, you can take a bath with it. Liz, yes, you can. And I highly encourage you to do so. All right, so without further ado, Bobby Bardin is our guest, and I want to welcome him to Bible News Radio. Well, glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you know what, first of all, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for offering our audience a special deal for your super product, because it was probably 7 years ago, I think it was, that you and I connected because you were helping a well, I guess she was a teenager, mid-teenager, early teenager, maybe early 20s, I don't know. Anyway, this girl who had a heart for the homeless, and she came to you after seeing your Bible in a bookstore, and she asked you to help her out. And I'd love for you to share that story, if you don't mind.
Yes. So, I'm with you. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but it was many years. And she came to us just with an idea. She wanted to give Bibles to the homeless of Indianapolis, where her home is and her home church is. And she didn't want to give any Bibles. She wanted to give a waterproof Bible simply because Well, that makes sense. They're homeless. They're living out of doors most of the time, don't have a house to go into or climate control environment to go into. And so we worked with her. She did all the fundraising, and basically we came alongside of her and offering her our product at an extremely reduced price, almost cost, if not below cost now that I think about it, just to help her in her efforts. And I think she raised enough funds to provide somewhere in the ballpark of 600 Bibles for the homeless in Indianapolis. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I remember thinking, her name was Kristen, actually.
Yes,
and,
Kristen.
And I have to say, I remember being inspired by her. I asked her to come on our show back then. But I was inspired, and that's how I was actually introduced to your product. And everybody, I want to show you my actual waterproof Bible. This is one that I bought during that promo, and I've loved this Bible ever since I had it because it's so super cool. I mean, it is. It's totally durable, and it's waterproof. So, Bobby, tell me, I love the backstory. Sometimes backstories are better than the actual story that puts forth, How did you get involved with, how did this idea come forth? Because, practical ideas are always born, but how did you guys come up with the idea?
Oh, I had the Marsee name in our company, Bardin and Marsee, is a friend of mine from college, and he would spend the winter semester in Vail, Colorado, as an on-mountain ski instructor or on-mountain chaplain kind of thing. And I think he would work with crew while he was out there, and then he'd come back to college for a semester and then go right back. And during those winter seasons, he had ruined several Bibles in that process. And then he continued to use his Bibles in the out of doors and camp preparations and those kind of things after that, and still ruined several of them. My experience was quite the opposite. I did a lot of the same stuff, backpacked, rock climb, mountain bike, all that kind of stuff, but never took my Bible because I didn't want to ruin it. I think at that time in high school, college, my Bible was the one my grandmother gave me, and I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to get it messed up. And so between those two kind of polar opposite experiences, the thought, hey, why can't my Bible be as waterproof as my trail map, came into our heads. And so we just set to work. The first time we tried to produce a waterproof Bible, we didn't get anywhere simply because God's timing wasn't right. And then a couple years later, in the interim there, I had gotten married to my wife, Anna, and she's a graphic designer, an artist. And so she knew how to take stuff from the computer and get it printed on paper. I had no clue how to do any of that stuff. Neither did Mr. Marsee. And so she was that integral piece to the puzzle that we didn't have earlier. One of the things that God had used to kind of keep us from producing it in those years earlier. But once she came along, we had all the pieces that we needed to kind of try to put something together. And, honestly, we would have been glad to produce 3 or 4 or 5, couple for us and some of our close friends. But the logistics and economics of printing, 12 years ago now when we started, wouldn't let you print 3 or 4 or 5 of these things. And so we had to print our initial product. We had to print 5,000 pieces. And that was on I guess this is going to work, and so we just went for it from there. And it's been an interesting ride since.
So you've actually been in business 12 years, at least 12 years, like we have. And first of all, this is Bible News Radio. So whenever I try to find products and services for our audience that actually fits with the mission of what we talk about, and all that. And a Bible is perfect for Bible News Radio. Okay, so you guys, so here it was this little practical thing that, your partner at the time didn't want to ruin a Bible when he was out there doing, sports and all this. And, and you were thinking this, but God obviously had a different plan where he's like going,
Yes.
no, there's a world out there. And so you produced this. So what I would love, first of all, everybody, thank you guys for coming in. It's nice to see you guys. We have such a special offer for you guys. I am thrilled that Bobby has given us this honor, this special offer. But I want you to show everybody some of the products and talk about the practical ways that you can use it. Because we also have Tough Notes too, which was also a Kickstarter program. I actually have some of those here, which this is a waterproof notebook, which if you're like me, you need a notebook wherever you go. All right.
Sure. So if you see behind me here, this is our library of sorts. And up on this top here is all of our retail products. So we've got full Bibles over here, and we've got New Testaments over here. And some of this goes way back to some of our very first products way over here. But some of the stuff that we're doing currently would be like these. This is a New King James waterproof Bible. This is a whole Bible. You can see they're sized just like a regular Bible. They're 6 inches, a little under 6 inches wide, a little under 9 inches tall, and about 1.25 inches thick. So that's our New King James. And then we've got New Living Translation, ESV, NIV, and King James as well. The camouflage that I showed you, and this is our best-selling cover of all the covers that we've ever done. We've tried several over the years, but our camouflage is our bestseller that we keep with us from year to year. And then we have New Testaments that are sized much smaller. They're 4 1/4 by 7. And so here we've got a camouflage New King James. And here's the Blue Wave ESV. This is one of our other main covers that we've carried over the years. Again, these are just New Testament Psalms and Proverbs. Size to go in a pocket, cargo pants, something like that. Easy to carry around, slip in your purse or diaper bag. Just something to have easy on the go kind of access to. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, this is our Tough Notes. So these are waterproof notebooks. And we launched these on Kickstarter. But they're made of the same paper that we make our Bibles with. This particular one has a dot grid pattern on the pages. So it's just got a whole bunch of dots that are spaced out 1/4 inch this way and this way. But you can use these literally anywhere you want. Rain or shine, snow or sleet, doesn't matter. You can take it on the go. You can write underwater. You can write when it's soaking wet. You can write when it's dry in a coffee shop. It's just extremely durable, extremely versatile notebook. We had a great time launching these on Kickstarter. It was our very first Kickstarter campaign. And it was just neat to see how it played out and the momentum that it built and all that kind of stuff. But so those are called Tough Notes.
Well, everybody, there's a couple of people asking, first of all, are these really waterproof? And I'm going to tell everybody, yes, they are. This is really waterproof. Look, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to try not to get my computer wet. I have a literal waterproof Bible right here. See, that's what it is right there. All right. And I have some water here. See that? That's actual water. I'm going to pour a little bit of water without getting it wet on my computer here. Okay. I just poured the water on there. That is actually waterproof, people. You can see the water on it. I don't know if you can see it really good, but I just got my pants wet. See what I do for our show. No, the ink doesn't run on the notebook. Okay, so they're asking some good questions, Bobby. Okay, they want to know, first of all, how much is it, and is it really waterproof? So explain the technology to everybody, because this is really kind of like a plastic, right?
It is. And it's a synthetic paper, so it is a plastic-based paper. Now they give it a paper feel and a paper look. Other additives are added in, like a titanium dioxide or some of those kind of things, to give it a nice whiteness and opacity. But it's a plastic-based paper. There's no wood pulp paper in any of our products except on the packaging. So the little piece on the cover that you end up throwing away, that's wood pulp. On the Tough Notes, this little tab, that's wood pulp. But everything else in that whole product is 100% waterproof, inside and out. Now, what I mean by inside, well, on the Tough Notes, there's really nothing on the inside, if you will, the spine, because it's spiral bound, and that's a plastic spiral binding, so it can bend but it doesn't really deform in its shape very easily. On our Bibles, what I mean by inside and out is all the way down inside the spine. If you can see that with any clarity, you'll see that each of those sets of pages make a little U at the top up here. They're done in signatures. And so all those signatures are sewn together first, and they're sewn together with a synthetic thread, a waterproof thread that's not going to rot, it's not going to mildew or mold or deteriorate. Once we sew that together with a waterproof thread, then we bind the cover all the way on. So we glue from here on the front edge all the way to
Lift it up a little bit
here on the back edge.
Yeah.
And all the way through. And so you can see the glue down in there, and that's a waterproof glue as well. Again, the pages, or the ink on the pages, both for Tough Notes and for the Bibles, is a solvent-based ink. So water is not going to cause this to run. I've seen videos, I've not done it myself, but I've seen lots of bloggers who have tested wine or spaghetti or peanut butter or any number, milk. I mean, you name it. I've kind of seen what people have done with these. The ink doesn't run, not with those normal chemicals or drinks or fluids that were around. What can cause harm to the ink on our product is any type of solvent. So like a bug spray, hairspray, suntan lotion, some of those kind of things. Greases, you don't want to get those near the ink because they're solvent-based. They can pull the ink off the page. But your typical writing utensils that you're ever going to use, typical liquids that you're going to be around, or foods you're going to be around, won't cause it any harm.
Yeah. See, isn't that cool, you guys? I, first of all, I wouldn't even offer this product if I didn't believe it and I didn't see it and I didn't actually have it. It comes in, they're asking again what translation it comes in.
Yes. King James, New King James, NLT, New Living Translation, ESV, which is the English Standard Version, and also the NIV, New International Version. So we've got your top 5 translations are available both in Bibles and also New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs.
Yeah, what I was going to tell you is actually, I want one of those New Testaments. I just do. Anyway, somebody asked, Jeffrey asked, he said, what about chlorine from a pool?
I have not seen chlorine to cause it any harm at this point. Again, I've not swam a lot. I don't own a pool. We don't go to the pool that much. And so I can't speak from that personal experience. I've seen plenty that spend plenty of time in the pool, and they seem to be just fine. Even in hot tubs. I've run across several families who love to use them in a hot tub. I think the one Bible over the years that I've seen just kind of deteriorate or wear out all the way, this family used in a hot tub almost every night for a year, day after day, year after year. And I think eventually it just kind of succumbed to the use, the wear and tear, more than anything. But that's a whole lot of use in a pretty harsh environment with a lot of chemicals.
Yeah. I think if you're, Jeff, I think if you wanted to, sit in one of your lounge chairs in the pool and it drops in there, my guess is it would be okay. They want to know about the prices and as far as if you can actually use any type of writing utensil on there, and it won't run or anything.
Those are good questions. Our New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs, these retail at $24.95. And our complete Bibles, most of our complete Bibles today retail at $59.95. And then we have 2, I think that's right, 2 that are kind of clinging on to a $44.95 price point. The difference is if, like the one Stacy has, the camouflage ESV that she has, that's an older edition. And when we published it, obviously it was years and years ago and our costs were much lower. And we used a particular paper for the inside. So her edition is would be $45. The newer ones that we've started publishing, we've begun to use a much lighter weight paper. So if you can kind of, the one Stacy has is 2.5 pounds.
Yeah,
to give you an idea, we started at 4.
It's a pretty heavy Bible, which is one of the things that's very noticeable about it. Actually, is it's very heavy. That's why when you were showing the New Testament one, I was like, yeah, that would be more better than to lug this other thing around. I mean, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, so our Bibles originally were 4 pounds apiece. Then we went to the paper that you have in yours, and we reduced the weight to 2.5 pounds.
Yeah.
And then we've recently moved to another paper, which is what we're using today, and it's 1.75 pounds for that same size Bible. So that's the difference. Those $44.95 ones, if you see any of those out there in the marketplace, those are the kind of middle weight paper that we've used over the years. That's $59.95. Those are the heavier weight paper. The lighter weight paper that we've moved to as of more recently. And then I do have show you a few other things. We've done stuff like this. This is a custom product we did for Nav Responders. This is the responder ministry of the Navigators. We did a similar one for the Navigators military ministry called Nav's Mill.
That's cool.
This is a First Special Forces Group product that we did. They're out of Camp McCall in North Carolina. And then we've done also, here's a sample one that we did for the airborne, one of the airborne groups. I don't know if I can get that. There you go. Can you see that pretty good?
Yeah. You know,
that's the airborne patch.
What's interesting is a couple of people have said, wow, these would probably be great for the military and all that. And it's actually true. Let me tell you all though, here's the deal, literally. Bobby has given Bible News Radio a special discount code to save 25% off on these Bibles or whatever you buy, and free shipping, which totally rocks. I mean, it's going to take that price down a quarter of the price. So that's part of the reason why we're sharing this with you, because it's right before Christmas, and who doesn't like to, go ahead and get a new cool Bible for Christmas or for a friend. So they want to know if it's in Spanish.
I have published Spanish, but I don't have any for sale in Spanish.
Okay. And what was the other question I saw? Somebody wanted to know, how does it compare to a digital Bible, and also large print? Do you have large print?
We do not have large print. That's a good question. That is the number one question that I get these days.
But let me interrupt. They don't have large print, but you do have the large print magnifying marker, book marker that you sell. So, hey, you could buy one of those and get a discount even on that.
They are helpful. But I'm with the people who say, no, it's just not the same thing. And so a large print is something that we'd love to do. It's, again, the number one requested item that we have. It used to be translations. Do you have this in ESV, or do you have this in New Living Translation or something? And so we began to build out our library, our offerings that way in the different translation offerings. Now the biggest question I get is, do you have large print?
Because everybody's
very rarely do I get compact. I mean, I do get that every now and then, but it's usually large print. And so hopefully, Lord willing, one day that will happen.
I would love it, Randall, if you go ahead and throw up the graphic that I sent you so people could see, the deal again. And also go over to waterproofbible.com. Of course, we didn't put that on there, but that's the website. If you go to waterproofbible.com, not only would you save 25% when you use Bible News Radio as your coupon code, but you get free shipping, which to me is a huge deal because everybody's competing with Amazon, 2-day Prime. I know. I ordered something recently and I was like, man, I gotta wait like 5 days. This is torture, Anyway, so the free shipping is cool and the discount's super cool. And you have leather book covers that are waterproof. Well, tell us about that too, because those are a little bit more, expensive, but a lot of people like to have a nice book cover on top of their Bible too.
Yeah, so these came about from a Bible blogger called Bible Design Blog. And I had a chance last September, actually, meet up with J. Mark Bertrand, who runs that blog in his hometown of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And one of the things, he's a high design guy, and I'm not. I'm just a plain Jane guy. Give me some pair of sandals, and I'm good to go. But he's like, man, this would be great if you had some real nice leather slip cover that went over your Bibles. And so working with him, we put together several options. This is a English kip. So it's an English calf hide. It's very, very supple leather. It's wonderful. It's a natural tanning process. And so this is going to patina over the years into a kind of a medium brown. This one's brand new, so it's not patinaed any. That has 3 bookmark ribbon markers in it down here, a yellow, a black, and a red. So that's a real nice one. This slip cover goes right on top of one of our Bibles. So the front cover slides in here, and then the back cover slides in right here. And these were manufactured by Gefeller case makers. They're out of Idaho. They do an excellent job. Have been in the leather goods business for 50 some odd years. Do an excellent product. And then I have 2 options that are a dyed. So this is a black. It's not going to change colors. This is a natural or kind of a brown color, and it's not going to change colors.
That's cool.
These are put together in the very same way. So it's a slip cover. Front cover slides in back there. The back cover slides in here. These are actually hand stitched in Los Angeles by a company called One Star Leather Goods. A young family that's doing an excellent leather work. These, so all 3 of these, both the black, the natural, and if you know your leathers, these 2, the black and this brown, are Horween out of Chicago. Chrome XL leather, so it's one of the top leathers that you can find in the marketplace today. So we've got those 2, and then the English kit, and all 3 of those retail at $150. But for your viewers who use that Bible News Radio discount code, that 25% even applies to these. That's pretty rare that I put these on sale because they're so nice to begin with. But I do have those; they're excellent.
There you go, Randall. Thanks for doing that. Yeah, and the other thing, you guys, look, there's 2 other points I want to make about this, and then family, I'm going to ask the question you asked earlier. And that is, number 1, these are made in the USA. So we want to support America, just so you know. I mean, not that we hate anybody, but it's always, to me, nice to support a USA company. And number 2, Bobby is a small business. It's him and his wife, just like it's me and Bareface here behind the microphone here. You know, we want to support a small business and things made in the USA. Wells family here had a question about whether or not they could get a church discount for a number of Bibles that they would want to put together for a mission trip.
Yes, we do bulk discounts. The way that works is at 12 or more units, which is I don't find that too hard to meet, but at 12 a dozen pieces, you would end up getting a 30% discount, which is even better than your special there. But if you pulled those orders together and placed your one order in a bulk style like that, we could definitely do that.
There you go. See, there's really no excuse. Just so you know, there isn't. I mean, it's such a. I am blessed. I'm just blessed because I think it's awesome. I do. I just think it's super cool and all that. Okay, the bottom of the hour here, but let's do you want to continue on, because we can do that after we take the break. I think we should, because there's.
Sure.
Looks like there's still questions here. Okay, so everybody, hey, if you just joined us, I am Stacy Lynn Harp, your sweet and lovable host and excited host of Bible News Radio, because I love promoting Bibles, number 1, here on the show, but also I want to thank you for tuning in and for supporting our show. Ariel Ministries is our main sponsor of the show, and we have a coupon code for Ariel. If you go to ariel.org, ariel.org, for those of you who are listening on the podcast, you can save 20% when you use the coupon code Bible News, and that's pretty much on anything in their store. Right now, we're highlighting The Life of the Messiah from a Messianic Jewish perspective, the abridged version, and also the Harmony of the Gospels, which is a companion book to that, which would actually help you. On Ariel's site, it shows 15% off, but because you're special, because you love us, you get 20% when you use the coupon code Bible News. So we want to encourage you to support them because they support us, and all this so we can support everybody. And they're also in America, just so you know, in Texas, actually. Also, I want to thank our pillars of the community, which are our people who donate to us once a month, at least $25 a month, to help Randall and I keep our lights on and all that. And so if you want to be part of our Pillar of the Community program, just go over to BibleNewsRadio.com/give. And by the way, just so you know, today is Giving Tuesday, unless you're listening to us on another day, which, you can still give. You can go over there, donate through PayPal. You can use a credit card. And if you decide you want to become a pillar, just let me know. Write down, I am now a pillar of your community. I will put you into my Facebook group. We have a monthly meetup, and we also put additional bonus video and other things. And you learn about stuff first, just like my pillars did a couple nights ago. They actually all knew about this before you people. Just so you know. Also, I have a free club you can join. It's called the Unstuck Club, because you are stuck and you know it. My goal here is to help you get unstuck, people, because I am a marriage counselor by training. And this is actually designed, it's weekly inspiration to move you forward. And so all you got to do is go ahead and enroll. Go to that bit.ly link, bit.ly/Unstuck Club. It has to be all caps. Join in there. I think we have something like 4 hours of content there. I added 2 new videos this Sunday. I have another video I'm going to be adding tomorrow. That will actually keep you moving forward. And I hope you do that. And also, I have a special on our other course, Stop Lying to Yourself. Your secrets aren't secret. I like to just call stuff out, just in case you haven't noticed. You can go to bit.ly/BNR50 off, or actually, I think that's expired. Or you could just go to bit.ly/BNR classroom, or go to the link. I really need to make this better. I will, don't worry. But you could use the coupon code UNSTUCK and save 50%, which drops that course down to $14.50, which is a complete steal. It really is, and you should get it. I hope you do. Treat yourself good. You remember on Parks and Recreation? You remember that? Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Who was it that did that? Donna and Tommy? Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day they had a treat. Every year they did a treat yourself day. You should do that. But you should also treat yourself to a waterproof Bible.
Indeed.
Okay, Bareface, you got something to add?
No, I just wanted to attach a face with a voice, just in case they were wondering where the mysterious voice was coming from.
The mysterious, handsome voice. That's my husband, just so you know.
All right.
All right. Hey, let me also remind you, tomorrow night, our guest is Stephen Black. He's written a brand new book about his testimony about how Jesus delivered him out of homosexuality and practicing the homosexual lifestyle and the sin of homosexuality. He's going to be on for the full hour tomorrow night. I want you to invite your friends, because not only has he been attacked already in the media and even on Amazon, some of the people who don't want homosexuals free basically came over and started ripping him apart on Amazon, his book. But he has a really powerful testimony. God has not only used him, delivered him from that, but he's been in ministry for over 30 years, been married to his wife for over 30 years. And a couple of years ago, he actually lost one of his children to death. And so this man has a very deep heart of compassion and a real committed faith in Christ. And I really want you to come and support him as he comes back to our show. He's actually a frequent guest, always very popular, and a little controversial because people don't like to hear the message of the gospel, which is always controversial. Anyway, so join us tomorrow night also when we have him back on the show. All right, so now let's get back to our show tonight here. Again, our guest is Bobby Bardin, who is the co-founder of Bardin and Marsee, and we're talking about the waterproof Bible. Did you show the camo cover to your Bible yet? I actually did, but I can show it again. Here it is right here. Wait, hold on a minute. This is actually quite heavy. Here. This is, how old is this one, Bobby? This is about, 7 years old at least.
Yeah, if you look right on the copyright page, right in the very front of it, you'll see a copyright date. That's probably printed in 2010, maybe 2011.
I'm going to spit on it, which is okay because it's waterproof. Let's see, 2010. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2010. That's what this is, and this is heavy, you guys. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, and like I said, our new ones are much lighter, pound and 3/4. We're able to shave 25% off the weight of them.
You can use
by
this
changing papers
as a weight, man. All right, Melanie came in late. She wants to know. Actually, She wants to know if there are other covers, and somebody else says, wow, very Duck Dynasty. True. That's a good point. That actually, that's a good correlation right there, for sure.
Other covers, yes, we have our Blue Wave cover. In the New Testaments, this is the standard cover you'll find in all the translations right now, except the King James edition. So I've got the Blue Wave, and then in the Complete Bible, I've got this cover right here, but it's only available still in the New King James, and it's a lily pad.
Oh, that's cool.
We have tried to take just beautiful pictures from creation and use those as our covers. That's where camouflage cover comes from. It's actually a picture taken at our local botanical gardens that I just went on a scavenger hunt one day and said, I've got to get a picture of something that looks like camouflage, if you will, and snap that photograph. And we've used it since, I think, 2009. And have never had a need to change it. So we've got this lily pad cover. This is on its way out, so if you want one of these, you'll have to find them in the used book market. Amazon still has some. The New King James is still in stock in this for a short bit longer, but all the others have gone out of stock. The other cover I do have is a Blue Wave, but an updated edition. So this has, we incorporated clouds on the top. And then on the bottom, we incorporated water.
That's cool.
And so it's kind of a play on the original Blue Wave, but we updated the scenery. So this one is only available in the New King James as well. This cover, the reason you've kind of noticed that I'm out of the Blue Wave on many of the translations is because we're moving to this cover right here. This is a brown leather print. You can see that very good. It's a brown leather print, but it's not genuine leather like the ones I showed you just a minute ago. It's just print. It's just ink on cover here. But we wanted something that just looked a bit more traditional, if you will. Not camouflage, but didn't quite look printed, if you will, but something that had a more traditional look. So it's just a brown leather print. The only writing on it is on the spine where it says Waterproof Bible, gives you the translation, our logo down here. And then a little bit of text on the back where it has the ISBN. And our slogan, which is Be Inspired Anywhere, because that's our desire, is to make products where you can be inspired anywhere with.
See, isn't that cool? I actually like that, I'm glad because, I'm an older person. Well, not that old. I mean, compared to Melanie and other stuff. Giftable, that leather look paperback. That's what they're saying. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it really is. It's really cool. I wish I had I should have prepared and I should have brought like a water bottle and squirted it so you could see even more. But it is. I mean, it's totally waterproof. And do you guys have a money back guarantee or anything?
Sure. Why not? I've never had any. How many have I replaced over the years? I can count them probably on one hand in 12 years, how many I've replaced over the years. And so, yeah, we'll be glad to, if it's a manufacturing defect, we'll always take care of it. Be glad to do that. Yeah. We do stand behind our product.
Yeah, tell you guys, it's an awesome product. And Bobby, like I said, he gave the discount. I didn't ask him for how much of a discount. Obviously, I asked him to give us a deal, but I didn't ask. And 25% is actually really good, plus free shipping. So if you guys go over to, you want to pull up the website on there. If you go over to waterproofbible.com, you can use Bible News Radio, the coupon code, and save 25% off your order and get free shipping. And Skittles says, Merry Christmas, Jeff. Kim, thank you for that. So that I think you got 2 sold, at least that I know of. So that's very cool. I mean, it really is cool. Now, there are others. People are like, okay, so I have, like, do I really need a waterproof Bible? I mean, you would be surprised. I sent one of these Tough Notes because I had 3 of these because of the Kickstarter campaign. I actually sent one of these Tough Notes to Vicky, my friend Vicky, and she messaged me earlier this year because I sent it to her as a gift, and she said, "You know what, Stace, I'm using this in my hot tub as I plan for my week." And I'm like, Yeah, and right before the show, another friend of mine on Facebook said, "Hey, I take a bath with my Bible, and I always drop my Bible in the bath. This is perfect for me." So, there's just so many uses,
Yeah, it's real fun, to kind of go back in history, as we were talking a little bit earlier about backstory. Early on, we had we only had a camouflage cover at the time. It was only a New Testament. This was before we even had printed a whole Bible. So we had New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs in King James, and then New American Standard, and they both had camouflage covers. And both of those, just from experiences at retail type shows, we had ladies who would come up and say, "I'm buying this camouflage, but I don't like the camouflage. But I want you to know I'm buying it because it's waterproof, because I want to use it by the pool or in the bathtub or whatever." And then over the years, I have seen everything. I've seen people using our products scuba diving. I've got pictures of people kind of sitting on the side of a sunken ship, kind of reading and hanging out. And if that's the place where they connect with God's Word and connect with God Himself through His Word, we're excited to be able to provide a product to enable them to do that. And then I've seen, that's kind of one end, I've seen the other end of it, where some of the people who love our product would be those who have difficulties with motor skills. So you think of cerebral palsy and some of those kind of issues, or limitations, where turning a real thin Bible page has always been difficult not to tear it, whereas you can't tear.
Yeah, you
can't. And even if a person with a disability has any type of drooling issue, again, it's not a big deal. It wipes right up. It dries. You can rinse it out in the sink if you need to. So they're really extremely versatile and used all over the place.
I want to show you guys something. I showed this to our pillars earlier. This is one page, and again, this is a little bit heavier than the other one. But look at this. Look. I'm trying to tear that, you guys. I'm a strong woman. I can't tear this page. Now, to Bobby's credit, he actually said, if you really super duper actually want to tear a page, if there's a will, there's a way. You could probably tear it. But that right there, let's say you have a kid, a teenager, someone who's tough, they take it, they pick it up by accident, they go like, normal wearing quote tear, it's not going to tear, right? I mean,
that's right.
Yeah. They say, or has a toddler that likes to tear things up, it's tear proof for homes. Yeah. I think so.
I have had plenty of dads that have connected with me over the years who slowly but surely have purchased one of our waterproof Bibles for each one of their kids as they're growing up. Even families that have 8 kids, 8 or 9 kids, they bought every single one of them a waterproof Bible because they know it's one Bible, it's one purchase. And as long as they don't lose it, it's not going to tear up. They can leave it outside. They can spill soda on it and get left in the backseat of the car or the van. That's worse most of the time.
Yeah.
And it won't tear it up anyway.
So that's very cool. Okay, so does anybody else do you guys have any other questions? Because, okay. Skittles says it's atheist proof. There you go. Yeah. Oh, that would be interesting. Have you tested it on middle school kids? Tear proof. Yes, they've done that. Did you guys discuss how the idea for this came? Yes, at the beginning of the show. It looks like Andy is saying thumbs down to church. Aw, poor Andy. It's okay, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Do you want to share again a shorter version of how this came about so the people that weren't here in the beginning can hear it?
Sure. Yeah, be glad. Okay. Our company name is Bardin and Marsee Publishing, and so I'm Bardin along with my wife, Bobby and Anna Bardin, and then we had a partner in the beginning whose name was Michael Marsee, and so he's the Marsee part of our company. And his experience in doing outdoor stuff was to take his Bible, and he ruined many while he was in the mountains in Colorado, in a pool in Georgia, wherever he might have been. He ruined several Bibles. My experience was the opposite of that, where I always wanted to have my Bible with me backpacking or rock climbing or mountain biking, but I never took my Bible because I did not want to ruin it. And God used the two of those experiences to kind of bring together just a simple thought in the beginning of, hey, why, if my trail map can be waterproof, why can't my Bible be waterproof also? And so it was really at that we began researching the best way to make that happen, what materials we needed to use, getting the licenses for all the Bible texts and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I think that's totally cool. They want to know, do you publish any other waterproof Christian study tools, like a kid's line of products?
We do not at this time. It's primarily Bibles.
God's Word,
Yep.
which is the bread of life and the living water. And you get it both in the waterproof Bible.
There you go.
There's something. Oh yeah. The other thing too. Let me highlight this too. I want to make sure that y'all know. Okay, I'm saying y'all now that I've been in Tennessee 5 years. Y'all come down to Tennessee now, and we'll bless your heart. No. Anyway. Okay, so this is 100% waterproof, incredibly strong. It's extremely durable. It floats. Do the waterproof Bibles float, or do they sink?
Our newer ones that are $59.95 on the lighter weight paper, they do float.
Okay, so that's kind of cool.
Our older ones, our very, very first ones that I mentioned earlier, weighed 4 pounds. Those would sink like an anchor. They'd go right down. And the ones like yours that are kind of in the middle, they'll float for, I don't know, I'd give them maybe 5 minutes, but they will eventually sink too. But our newest ones do float.
Okay. Your Tough Notes are tree-free. Okay, so the waterproof Bible, is that tree-free? And of course, they're all made in the USA. So hey, just so you know, it's made in America. So the tree-free, how do you make a Bible?
All of them are tree-free.
Okay.
Everything but the retail cover, that little slip cover thing that you're going to throw away, that is not tree-free. But everything else is tree-free. And on our Bibles, I have 2 Bibles that are fully made in the USA. The papers are made in the USA. The threads made in the USA. The glue's made in the USA. The ink's in the USA. And then they were manufactured, printed, and whatnot in the USA. Same thing with our Tough Notes. Those are made in the USA in that same way. The majority of our Bible line is actually made in Hong Kong, and the patent that we use kind of stipulates where we can manufacture our goods. So I'm kind of, sometimes between a rock and a hard place on my desires of wanting to make things more things here in the U.S. and actually having the ability to do it.
Okay, yeah. Jeff says any waterproof pocket-sized New Testaments for military.
Do I have any? Not with a military cover, but I have made plenty. Like I should. I can show you some of those early. Again, here's I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's a New Testament with the airborne stamp on the cover. It's a pocket size. It's just a 4 1/4 by 7. Goes right in the cargo pocket. I've done several of those that have custom stamping from different various special forces. So there's another special forces group, and their custom New Testament.
Yeah.
But I've not done anything with a multicam or digicam type cover yet.
Yeah, Jeff is I think he's in the Army Reserves.
Gotcha.
So, and I actually have a couple of people who are military. Well, they're paramedics, lifeflight paramedics. There's firefighters in our audience. There's police officers in our audience. You guys could, if you wanted to, you could get special stuff made for your Boy Scout or your Girl Scout troops if you were in either one of those. There's like a women's retreat. Go glamping. That's what I would do. And honestly, this is what I actually think. And I don't even know if you thought of this, Bobby, but what's really big right now in the world of, let's see here, and in the world of Bibles is Bible journaling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I actually think getting a waterproof Bible and being able to paint it and doing all that stuff is actually a really cool idea, because the one that I have that's designed for that, it's thin and stuff, but here I just think it would be, I don't know, you could use highlighters and all that and it doesn't wash off. So I don't know, what do you think of that? Is that an idea?
I have shot some videos and done some testing on what media to use, what artistic supplies to use, and that kind of thing. As long as it's not a solvent-based ink or paint or something like that, it should work just fine. If it's a water-based paint, then it's going to need to air dry. So whatever spread you're working on, it would just need to air dry while it's open until it's good and dry, and not going to smear and that kind of stuff. The beauty of using our waterproof Bibles for Bible journaling in that manner is that it takes away all of the initial page prep that you would have to do to keep your media on the top of the page and not kind of going all the way through the page. Where with our Bibles, because nothing soaks into the page, you can kind of skip that step and go right to your creative, artistic designs.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And you actually sell a couple of the Bibles with wider margins and stuff, don't you?
I haven't yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'd love to one day. In fact, our large print, I'd love it if whenever we're able to do a large print, if it had like a 2-inch margin for note taking on the outsides.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I could see mixed media, like Jan Gray has stencils and stuff like that she could actually take the from Illuminating Journal and basically take the stencils, put it on the side, and then you can use your highlights and all that and just make it really pretty. By the way, I want to say hi to Vicki, who just came in, our resident realtor. And also Dottie, nice to see you too, my friend. And I think everybody else, Skittles is there, and I think that's a bot. We have some bots in the house. Olivia, Jeff, welcome to the show. We are actually winding down the show, so we wanted to let you know that we have this awesome special. It's going to run through December, all of December. We're starting it a little bit early. You can save 25% on these waterproof Bibles. You can go over to the website, waterproofbible.com. And when you put in your order, make sure you use the coupon code Bible News Radio. For our other sponsor, it's Bible News, but if you use Bible News Radio, you'll get 25% off your order here. And that includes the even super expensive waterproof leather book covers that they were talking about. And actually, just for fun, I went in to test to make sure that the coupon worked. Like $150 dropped down to like $112 or something. I mean, it's a considerable discount. And there's other accessories in there. There's the notebooks. There's the magnifying bookmarkers, which, yours truly needs. It's like, what? I can't read 5-point font. And, it's waterproof, Kim. Kim, the fun one, came in. Yeah, these are waterproof products, and they're very, very cool. They really are. Did I miss anything, Bobby? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think so. I think we covered all the bases there as far as our product line. Well, I would say the one thing we didn't cover is some of the products down here on my lower shelf. And these are all custom products that I've done for Bible societies around the world, translators around the world. And one of our most recent ones was this one right here that's green, if y'all can see it. It's the Bardin Cam New Testament. This was just finished for a tribe in Papua New Guinea, and it was done by Pioneer Bible Translators. That's the mission group who the missionaries work for. But that's a New Testament that we just did. And if you can imagine living in, I think this particular tribe lives along a river, obviously in the jungles of Papua New Guinea, and having this type of Bible as their first and only scripture is just amazing, because the paper Bible in those places doesn't last 6 months to a year before it's destroyed by the humidity or the bugs.
There you go. That's another. Well, and not only that, everybody, but look, Bobby and I actually talked a couple of weeks ago, and he just got back from a missions trip. This is a very missions-oriented man of God that we're talking about here. Okay, so to me, that's just another reason to support what he's doing, because not only does he have a heart, obviously, for God's word, because he spends his life producing it, him and his family, but well, tell him a little bit about the missions trip that you just got back from, the conference that you went to, because that's kind of cool. I think that's neat. Yeah,
so it's the conference I just got back from was called the International Conference on Missions, or is it of Missions? One of the two. But it's basically the main missions conference for all of the churches of Christ or the Christian church. Though they're not an official or organized denomination, they do a lot of things within their churches, church groups, if you will. And so it was a blessing. It was our third time to go to that. This time it was in Peoria, Illinois. And so it was a great time to mingle and meet a lot of people who are doing some really, really cool things across the world, and to see the various aspects of the way the church is being the hands and feet of Christ in acts of service and love, but also being heralds of Christ and proclaiming the gospel in their different ministries.
Yeah. See, that's so cool. I love that. So there you go, everybody. That is our show tonight. Again, Bobby, I just want to say thank you for not only accepting my call a couple of weeks ago, but just talking to us and actually coming on and sharing something really cool that I know a lot of people didn't even know existed, because they just didn't, right?
Always glad to do it.
So,
welcome. You can have me back anytime.
I would love to have you back. And we are going to be talking about this again, you guys, on the show a couple times. Throughout December, we're going to remind you that this sale is going on basically through December 31st. Save 25% when you use the coupon code Bible News Radio. Remember the name of our show, Bible News Radio, and you get free shipping on top of it. And I just have to ask, because I don't know what is your standard, like how many days, just in case somebody wants to, have an idea. Is it typical like a week or something, or
before we get something shipped out?
Yeah. Or
orders that come in by say 2 o'clock are typically shipped out the same day. Otherwise, it's the next day. But we try to turn things around pretty quickly.
So there you go. So you might have to wait a couple of days depending on how far, you live from that. Other than the web, is he on social media?
Yes. Facebook, you can find us. Our handle there is Waterproof Bible. Same thing on Twitter. We don't not very active on Twitter. And we have posted some images in the past on Instagram, and again, it's the same handle there, Waterproof Bible.
Yeah. And Vicky is saying, I didn't know that existed. Now you do.
Now you do.
Hey, I know lots of stuff and lots of people, just so you know. And I only put on the best, just so you know. Okay, anyway. So, we're going to try to, make sure that we'll be reminding you about the sale, because I really want you guys to just get it, because it's cool and you just never know when you will need it. I mean, really. Ordering right now, Mia says. So Mia is our resident paramedic. So there you go. Thank you guys for supporting Bobby's business and Bible News Radio. As a result, it's very cool. It really is. So thanks for coming on. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow, again, my guest is Stephen Black, our regular showtime, 7 p.m. Central Time. And just come back. Come back. And always, remember what I always say at the end of every show. Be bold, stand up, and go with God, because he loves you. And if you're in the rain and your Bible gets wet and it's not a waterproof Bible, it's going to get ruined. So you should go get a waterproof one.